republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Have a motion to approve the minutes of the last meeting?
I'll make that motion.
And I'll second.
And I'll vote yes. And have a motion to approve the financial reports for February and March.
I'll make that motion.
And I'll second.
And I'll vote yes. And we have communications from Ms. Dolly.
We have the recycling contract for 2011 that we need signing. You can just do that when you do the minutes, I'm assuming. We have been cut. Our funding's been cut. Used to be $11,000. It's $10,780, which is not a lot of money, but it's cut. So I'll save these for later. A copy of the Canfield Fair application for inside space, which is for our township. Jody faxed that back to the fair. We've got our same space, I'm assuming, so we're all set. From ODOT, we got notification that there was a pre-construction conference on Thursday, April the 14th at 1:30 in the District 4 office, and we got this the day before it happened. And we don't know any more about the project. Jason?
They're paving 224. That's basically a partial repairs.
Yeah,
all the way
from... Is it 2.88 miles? Did I read that somewhere, or is it something?
I believe it's...
You're supposed to know because you work for
I'm in
ODOT.
Sudley County, but I believe it's Ellsworth 45
Okay.
East.
Is it mileage?
Yeah,
or no?
2.88, yeah.
Okay. On Route 224 between Berlin and Ellsworth.
Okay. Well, that's going to take place then. From Goshen Township, we got a breakdown of the salt and grit usage for this year from Tom Needler, who is a fiscal officer in Goshen Township. And we have 58 ton of salt left and 9 ton of grit left. So that was very good of him.
That was very nice of him. I sent him an email.
Now, did that include, did you take that back and dump it down there? So there might be something more on top of that, because you just did that this week, didn't you, Dick?
Last week.
Last week.
Okay.
This is April the 11th.
So that's only 1 week old.
So should it be included?
I can ask him, what day did you take it back?
What day? It was last week. I don't know what day it was. I have no idea.
It was towards the end of the week, because you called me. I think it was maybe Thursday.
Oh, it was Thursday.
Okay. I'll ask him.
Okay, also from ODOT, we got information on a government day, which is taking place May 23rd at the ODOT Mahoney County Maintenance Garage right there in Canfield. And representatives from District 4 will be available to discuss important issues concerning the community, including construction, maintenance, and many other topics. A copy of the letter which was sent to Mr. and Mrs. David Wilkinson regarding Heiser and Bedell, where we need to keep it cleaned out for water flow. And do you want to handle this later, Jody? Or?
Yeah, I have this down.
Okay.
We'll take care of it later.
Okay. All right. And that is all I have, Jody.
Okay.
I lost my Jody.
You lost your...
Oh, there it is.
Okay. Okay, we have a speaker here tonight, Bobby Harding from Farmers Bank, and she is the treasury manager. And Dolly, if you just want to give us a little recap about why Ms. Harding is here to speak with us.
We had an investment that came due, and we needed to put that back into our account. And rates are very low everywhere, not just the farmers, but Bobby and I got to talking on the phone, and I thought we all needed to be aware of what was going on. She also brought to my attention that we were involved in private personal funds rather than public funds, and so there needs to be some changes made on our account. And also, we kind of need some investment guidance.
Okay,
So I'm Dolly, Bobby, this is
Hi.
Jody Kale,
Hi.
Jason Young, and Sandy Brown.
Hi. I brought you a little bit of some investment choices in paper form, so you have it. And if you don't mind, I'll just go real quick first what kind of needs to be changed, and then we can go over the investment choices and what we need to do then. My fingers
Thank you. All right, cards. Make me feel important.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, the changes that needed to be done, like Dolly mentioned, the main account was in a personal account. And obviously we can't place, even a business, let alone public funds, into a personal account. So we need to move that. We do have a special public funds checking account. And we can change it without changing the account number. So that'll really be painless on that.
That's good.
Yeah. Yeah. We just do an internal change on it, and so that'll be fine. But one of the other differences is the personal account that you were in was an interest-bearing. And one of the things the bank changed in 2009, there were some new regulations that came out in the banking industry, not just farmers, about sweep accounts and how they're handled. So in the context of realigning all the sweep ways that farmers wanted to do it within the new guideline, it was decided that if you have a sweep account, you don't have an interest-bearing main account and a sweep account, paying double interest out there. So the public funds account that I was talking about switching to does not earn interest, but all that it was paying on the old account was like 0.05%. So it was really nothing. You would end up losing like $1.05 a month in interest.
Losing it.
That doesn't even buy you a pack of gum really these days, if you notice. So that was that. And then the other part that we did change on the sweep is before we kept what we call a target balance of $10,500. That is the amount that's in there that wouldn't earn interest. But back in 2009, again, the bank decided to make it all even at $25,500 for the target balance. So that would raise a little bit, but that's just to be consistent. And at the time, the bank had decided not to go and just switch everybody automatically, but do it case by case as we came along with it. And just to have a little background, I've been with farmers since April of last year, so it's been a year. But I've been doing this job for other banks in the area for years, so I have a lot of experience with it. I've been through all these different changes and all the regulations, so it's just matching up to farmers on there. So those are the changes that we were looking at on the account. And again, those account numbers are not going to change. It's just the type and the amount that we're keeping in there.
So the statement on the regular checking account then will show $25,500 every month instead of $10,500.
Yes.
And okay.
Yes. But I do have some good news on some other fronts for you for some of that.
Good.
Dolly shared with me some of the bequest money that you have sitting out there, and I wasn't quite sure if it's just sitting in amongst the other money right now.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Because we can, if you do want to break it out, and that's in this one that I passed out here. If you do want to break some of them out, we could buy some CDs for some of them, and it'll get you a little better than what the sweep is at 0.30. And I'm assuming that's where it's all kept in sweep. The CDs, if you wanted to break them out, there's a 12-month at 0.45. I'm sorry, 0.40 for a 12-month or an 18 months 0.45. So it could get you a little bit more interest on. If you broke them separately and put them into CDs, you only need a $500 minimum to do that.
Okay, that would be, excuse me, Bobby, that would be just the initial investment that we can't ever spend. That's why we were talking,
Yeah, so you could leave that there and it could earn a little more than a 0.30. It would get, 0.40, 0.45. It'd be locked up a little bit, but like you said, you can't touch that anyway, so,
Okay. Okay.
That's not too bad. I had put in here about public fund savings, but at the time, option 1, I didn't realize we had, that it was all sitting in the sweep at this point, because that would pay less. So forget option 1. It's not a good idea.
Just scratch that right out. Go on. We'll leave it there.
But again, option 2, you can put the ones that would have over $500, you could throw it in.
Well, I could put them, or we could put them all into one CD, just the unspendable, the initial investment
Right.
amounts.
Yeah, if you want to do that, as long as your bookkeeping
Yeah.
take care of it, that's fine.
Yeah.
So we can do that, and it pays quarterly interest.
And then what about the poor Stall-Smith request that would be hanging out there by itself?
Well, that could just stay in the sweep and earn the point.
Oh, okay, so
Or
it's like
no,
combine
I can
every-
combine them
okay.
all, so it can go in there.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Because we
Okay, I
would
can do
have,
that, too.
what did I tell you? How much did I tell
It
you?
was like 18,
It was $10,800 or something?
yeah, that could not be
Combine them
moved.
all. But
Yeah.
individually, it has to be at least $500 initial investment, right? Is that what you're saying? That's why the Stall-Smith one would be excluded if they were done separately?
Right,
Gotcha.
right.
Yeah, if you can combine them, you can put it all into one, and we can do it that way.
Yes, we can accommodate that and the bookkeeping
It
system.
seems like that makes sense as we
Yes.
change the base amount anyway.
And I think we are limited on the time length that we're allowed for CDs. We can go the 18.
Okay, yeah, because I didn't see anything specific in the investment policy.
No, but
Time,
Ohio
so-
Revised Code, I think.
Yeah, it's less than 5, it's 5 years or less, but
Okay.
whatever you choose within
Okay.
your own township to do.
Okay.
That would work on that, so we could do that. The better news I have for you is there is a money market that we do have. If you want to take some of the money that you have in the sweep and move it to the money market, you can make a little more on that. The money market, it's not specifically for public funds, but it's what we're putting the public funds in. And as long as there's $50,000 in there, it's a tiered rate, it earns .50, which is higher than the sweep. So if you have money within the sweep that you don't need for the day-to-day operations on there, you might want to move some of that to the money market, get a little bit more on that, and that'll pay monthly. You can have checks to write if you need to, but the good thing with that is you get that other extra 0.20%, which isn't much, I know, but it's better than.
Okay, so it requires, or it could require checks from that money market
If you
account?
want it, you don't have to.
Or you
People
can
don't get it.
transfer from the money market to the sweep account if we need to. Is there a penalty for that?
There is, it depends on how you move the money, but you could write 3 checks a month. You could go online and transfer 6 times a month, or you can do in-person like telephone calls. You can do those
Okay.
unlimited.
Okay,
So, depends on how you want to do it. I mean, in our department, the Treasury Department, we are the hub for the public funds. So, I do have an assistant who is there to, take a lot of the calls, and she gets a lot of calls about transferring if we need to do it that way. So,
And those are unlimited?
if you do in person transfer the phone, yeah, we would do that.
But you don't want to fall below the 50,000, is that
If you
it?
drop below 50,000, the rate drops. Then you would have less than what you have in the sweep. But what I'm thinking is, you might want to go through the records and see what all you need, because really it seems to me you don't need as much in the sweep there as you've got sitting there. You don't touch it, you don't need it, why not move a little bit of it
Right,
over?
that's what we want to do.
Yeah,
right.
it's a manual thing. The sweep moves money back and forth between your account automatically just based on what's
Right.
there. The manual actually requires some action on your part, so you
Okay.
have to call us or write a check or do something online to move that money between the main checking and the money market. But it is a little bit better.
And the interest rate is subject to change weekly?
It can be. That rate has been the same though since I think October. So right now I don't see any change on the horizon. I don't see a change on the horizon for the sweep either. That dropped in January, and as far as I believe, we're going to probably keep that through July. I would think the first half of the year.
Okay.
Now, any money you put into the money market, that's all liquid, it could be removed just as easily as it's put in?
Yep.
And there's a penalty for doing that, you said? A penalty for doing that?
No, the only penalty to the money market is if you went over the required or the allowed transactions. Like, let's say you were writing checks and you wrote 4 a month. If that happens, then we, the bank, have to warn you because there are federal guidelines that regulate the money markets. So if you have 4 checks, we'd have to send you a warning letter. If it happened 3 months in a row, we have to take you out of it. So it's things like that, or if you try to do more than 6 transfers online, if you were doing it that way, you just have to watch your guidelines. But there's no penalty to drawing the money out. It's available whenever you want.
Okay, now, the money market is, what kind of securities are we talking about here?
As a public fund, you are secured by separate collateral at the bank. It's something that we pledge to do in our depository agreement that you have. So regardless of whether you have it in a CD, a sweep, a money market, the checkings that are non-interest bearing are all covered 100% right now by FDIC, so you don't have to worry about that. But everything else is covered by public funds collateral, which is in a pool, which you own a piece of the pool, and so you're covered up to 105% of your deposit balances. So it's something we have to do with the Ohio Revised Code. So if we take on your deposits, we have to make sure we have that much money there.
Okay. Now, if we wanted to go into the money market, what would we have to do?
Let me know. I can go back, we can create the money market with the same signature strategy that you've always had on there.
Okay.
We just make up a new one. We'll give you the account number. You'll need to let us know.
Just like buying a CD, in other words?
It's like buying a CD.
Okay.
That's one of the beauties of having it all in one area together. We specialize in paperwork, so we get it all together and get it out to you. And then you tell us how much you want moved, unless you want to just write a check to move. You want to count together, and you've got to go. You're ready to go. So it's fairly easy.
Okay.
Just like if you wanted to purchase a CD, you just tell me how much you want and which one, and it'll be done.
Okay.
So is there a time limit on the money market? Does it have to be moved in and out like certain times? Like, you just leave it in there and...
Yeah, you can leave it in there as long as you want.
Okay. And we can put more money in there if we want to. Say if we start out with, like you said, $50,000, and then in a couple months, could we put 50 more in?
Oh yeah, you can put anything you want. I'm just saying, at 50,000, you start getting the better rates.
Yeah.
If you put 100 in, you're still better. Now we have a depository agreement that limits us to all the money you could possibly put with farmers at $1 million. So if you ever went over that, we can't. Well, then you got a cushion. So you're good. You can put as much as you want. It's kind of like, you should probably think about how much do I need in that sweep, and how much extra do I have, and take whatever's extra and put it in the money market, and then you're going to get that little bit more because everybody struggles. So, get a little bit more interest that we can get now. So,
anybody else have a question on this?
No.
And with your CDs, if those are just for 12 months, you still can get your interest off of them to run your year off of on the bequests.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You said it pays quarterly?
We need the interest
call
off
half
of the
quarterly or
initial
pay
amounts
off
to run the
quarterly, yes.
bequest.
Right.
And we're not right now. We're not running them.
Because we're not making any.
Right. I mean, some of them that are old, that have been in there for a while, we're dipping into interest that we have made years and years ago.
sure.
Yeah.
That was good.
Right.
Yeah.
So, in answer to your question, Sandy, I guess, I see what you're saying. If we would tie it up for 18 months, like on some of the ones that are small, we wouldn't have any interest in for 18 months.
She says it'll pay out quarterly.
Yeah, you can have a
Oh,
quarterly
you don't
check.
compound it?
You can.
Well, you can.
Okay.
Or you could have a quarterly check. It depends on what you want to do. Or you could have a quarterly put into an account. It just depends the quarterly options.
Okay, that's a good point, Sandy. I had forgotten about that, too. Yeah. All right, we would have to think about that. Of course, we've got the balance of those accounts in the sweep, which it gets a little bit, each one of those gets a little bit every month. Let's see, 0.45, and if we had them in the money market, combined with everything else, we get 0.5.
Then we'd still be able to keep the checking balance portion out to utilize right now, and then because we would just be investing the initial balance or the initial investment.
Okay.
Now, especially on the request, I think that makes a lot more sense than
Yeah,
just leaving them in a sweep account where they're making almost nothing there.
yeah, okay.
Why can't we just have a CD that pays like 14%?
That would be the part of yours. And then you'd have a house at 18%, so.
I remember when Star, Ohio was paying 17%.
Yeah, and they're paying .10 or
Right.
.09 right now.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And she's really not that old.
No, I'm not that old.
I worked in Atlanta in 1989, and you could get 8% on CDs back then. And,
Yeah.
and, that was a good rate. Everybody was dying for that one.
Those are the good old days.
Yeah, things change a lot.
Yeah. Okay, you had sent us in some paperwork.
Yes, there was a sweep contract in there for signature. Because that, we, with the changes on there, we want to make sure that you have a new contract. I think there was two. I sent you
Yes.
one copy for you and one for us. And there was we didn't have a new signature card for the sweep. Whenever they changed it last time, they got every account but the sweep. So I put the new signature card in for the sweep and then the new contract.
But you've been paying our checks okay.
Yes, well, the checks don't come from the sweep per se.
Right.
So, but we do need to update our
Okay.
paperwork while we're...
Okay, and then are there two here? I only see one copy here, right?
I might have just sent one. I was trying to rush to get it out. But we
Okay.
made a copy of that, and...
Okay.
I have another original on here. I think I just was missing a line. So I didn't have that.
Yeah, we had to add Jason down there.
I have a second one here.
Okay, now, company authorized signature here. Is this the three trustees?
Yes.
And then you guys will sign this and date it, okay. Do you want to take this with you? Is that what you wanted to do?
No, you can sign it and then
Okay.
send it back to me.
Okay.
That's okay. I just
Okay.
wanted to, so you could have it to review it.
Okay,
So this
right,
is-
right.
This one is, I'm missing that other,
Yeah.
that
We'll-
other line. So
okay.
there's a second copy, just needs another.
Okay, we'll add the line, we'll add Jason.
Very good. Okay. I'm sorry.
We're all making friends here, Bobby.
The computer only has so many line spaces, I'm sorry.
What's a line?
Okay, then we'll have time to read over this and sign it. And that's just for the sweep. Okay, to change that. Okay. All right, anybody else have any questions? Do you have any questions of us?
No, I think I read over your policy and, we talked a little bit, so I think I'm pretty clear with it. And just so you know that there's an area now that's handling this specifically, because for such a long time it was 3 people had a piece of it, and I don't know if they talked all that much. So, and then if you want to do the money market, then you just let us know and we'll go ahead and create that for you, so you'll have it ready to go.
Okay. All right, good.
Thank you.
Thank you for getting this together.
Oh, no, you're welcome.
Thank you very
You're welcome.
much.
We appreciate that you do business with us.
You made it very understandable.
Yes,
We're really
yes.
slow.
Thank you.
No, I wouldn't say that.
First one to say it.
Okay, so no other questions?
Okay.
Do you want to stay for the rest of the meeting, or you may be excused if you wish?
Thank you. I'll be.
Okay.
It's a longer day for me.
Yes.
They sure get really excited.
Oh, not you.
That's a good job front.
We really appreciate you coming up.
No, I appreciate you inviting me. Thank you. Anytime you'd like me to come back again and go over what we're doing, let me know, and I'll be glad to come out.
The next time we need to borrow, we're going to contact you.
Oh, good. Well, and
Because you give us good rates.
yeah, and we have a new person doing that too, so I'll get him out here.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, on the township investment of public funds, so do we want to read this over? Do we want to discuss it? Do we want to make a decision tonight? Do we want to wait till May? We have to sign the papers tonight for the sweep account.
Right.
And that would be just leaving everything as it is right now.
Right.
Do we want to discuss it more now? Do we want to wait, think about it?
I like the idea of putting it all in the money market.
All of it?
I mean, keep
portion of it.
the sweep what we need.
That
Right.
shouldn't be a problem, should it, to make your transfers
No, the only
3
thing...
or 6 a month?
It's just going to be an initial amount, right? And then we're just going to kind of like let it ride? Or
Right,
maybe-
that's what would be my suggestion, would be instead of buying a CD, we go into the money market. And that includes the initial investments in the bequests and anything that we think we're not going to need.
Oh, so instead of
Right
doing
now.
CDs,
Not
you're
do
saying
the CDs?
you want to just do the money market for the bequest?
Because it's more money, it's better interest.
Right.
105.
And it's, even though we can get the quarterly interest,
Still not more.
why yuck it up with having a couple of investment things out there? Would
Truly,
be my
that's right.
thing.
That's right.
And if it's not, we can see how this goes, and if we think then that we want to get more aggressive with putting some more in and taking some out, we can do that. But I was thinking, just in my mind now, and you guys, don't let me sway you.
You're the pro here.
Just treat this money market like we did our CDs.
Which have come to term,
Right.
and,
We haven't used them, we haven't had to take them out
Okay.
until they were due.
okay, so instead of rolling it over into another CD, then we would just take that amount and put it into the money market
Yeah.
account.
And just keep it there.
The whole thing, half of it.
Because it was in a CD anyways. We won't
Yeah,
touch it.
right.
Yeah,
I like that idea.
Because you can always transfer some out. of
right, and
something,
it's
but-
liquid, it's much better than a CD.
Right. There's no penalty to taking anything.
Right, and she's
Right.
saying that because it's public funds, it's automatically secured and insured.
Yes,
So we don't take a chance on losing anything.
right.
I like that idea.
When she said money market, I could just,
I know, it scares me too.
I just felt like stock market,
I
like
know,
big lunge.
I know. Yeah.
Okay, well, I have no problem with that. If we're just going to take it out of, take the money that's invested in CD, just go directly to the money market.
Okay.
I like that idea.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
And I'll vote yes.
Okay, now, I think, she said we could just have it transferred, but let's go with a check. And that way we can get it through the bookkeeping end of it.
It'll show.
Yeah, it'll show, and we'll have a paper trail.
That's probably
Good
better.
idea.
I think that's definitely better.
So, okay.
So money market it is.
And do we want to go with the 200 just like we had before?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
You need to take care of this.
Yes, I'll get the check written with the next batch of checks.
Okay.
And I will contact her if that's all right.
That's fine.
Okay.
Okay, next, 2011 KME pumper fire engine, truck payment schedule, questions, discussion. Does anybody have any questions about the payment schedule that was given to us about how this is all coming into play?
Rick, you okay with everything on it?
Was there a schedule that went in?
It was with the check that we signed, yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. You just made a copy, I see. Okay.
Okay. No questions?
Nope.
Okay. Dell, are you going to make a request?
Yes, we need to advance from the general fund, 1,000, give me the number, I'm sorry.
$1,243.85.
Because of cash flow problem, we haven't received homestead rollback reimbursement yet.
And the payment?
And the payment is
due
coming
before the
due,
house.
so if we can advance that from the general fund, and then we'll advance it back as soon as that money comes in.
I'll make that motion.
And I'll second.
And I'll vote yes.
Just a simple cash flow problem.
And it's only just pretty much for the one time at this point?
Just this payment, right.
Okay, and then that will include all the money for the fire levy to go to this year's payments?
Yes, it'll all be coming out up front.
What's that?
The $87.50 that was appropriated in the fire levy for the truck loan,
Right.
it's all going to come out now
For the first payment?
for the first payment because homestead rollback hasn't come in.
Right.
Okay, and then you'll be good to go for the rest of the year. You've spent that. It's gone.
It's gone. Just for the truck.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, we're just talking about the apparatus, but the levy money coming in and going out.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Equipment has all been installed, all attachments have been complete, the engine is now in service, correct?
Yes.
Okay, I got to see it en route the other day to the Paul on Lock Road,
Did you?
down Bedell Road. I wanted to yell out the window and say, slow down, it's a bad road, but I refrained.
It's covered in 68 mile an hour.
Oh, yeah.
And PA standards.
Title status. Have we
Still haven't done it.
Still have not received the title.
I'll call them tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay. Township roadside long arm mowing brush trimming status has been completed. We were invoiced and the bill's been paid. Everybody had a chance to go take a look. I think you did a wonderful job. It looks a little rough in spots right now, but that's how it was going to
But
look
that's
initially.
normal.
Especially down on Leffingwell Road, back there where everything was coming out. I think it's.
Once the leaves come out.
I think it'll be better, and then we'll just kind of keep up with it every year, every other year. Litter control, we've spoken about this at the last meeting. I talked to Lou Vega, and he said that we need to submit the roads and nearest intersections, and the Green Team will schedule that. Leffingwell and Bedell by Duck Creek both definitely are in need. I'm assuming they're going to do county roads as well. Leffingwell by 534, they're always having trash dumped along there. Any other suggestions?
Leffingwell, I'm sorry.
Leffingwell and 534, actually almost all the way to Bedell, because there are spots where you could really tell after the last big heavy rain when it pushed all the trash out of the ditch and kind of went up on the bank. You could see, you could see where it went. Any other suggestions or areas? Every other road's pretty well.
One time, from now, I haven't seen anything.
Yeah.
I got clean on Duck Creek.
Thank you. Would you like to get on the rest of these and we'll just
They
get the Green
love
Team?
to throw those cans out. And that's terrible
Yeah.
to mow.
Berlin Station's
Yeah.
horrible with the cans and stuff too.
So you said Leffingwell from Bedell to Duck Creek, right? Is that what you said?
Well, actually, Leffingwell from 534 on Leffingwell, only towards Bedell is bad. The other way, it's pretty good till you get down, like, closer to Duck Creek Road. I was going to explain it all to him, because there's really just like a couple sections that are really bad. It's really bad up by Duck Creek Road on both Berlin Station and Leffingwell.
Okay.
It's where there's a lot of cans and
Yeah.
garbage and debris and stuff.
Yeah.
Especially where we have some water issues. And then, like I said, on Berlin Station Road too. As far as the other roads, kind of last time I went through them, they all look pretty good. Would you want to go around and do you have any suggestions of roads that need to be picked up for trash more than those?
They're all trashy.
I know, but they're not really that bad.
Well, no, Landon, I cleaned up Leffingwell pretty good. It's just like Reeves, you can clean up
Yeah.
today and it's there tomorrow. So,
But they're willing to do it, so.
I know when I mow, you won't see a lot of it.
Well, that's why I'm kind of hoping we get a jump on that now, so when you mow, we pick it up before we mow it.
It's harder to see once the grass gets higher.
It's getting hard to see the grass grow now.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if you come across any other roads, let me know, and then I'll just get a schedule together and give it to him. Trash collection, Appliance Drive will be May 17th, May 14th. May 7th to May 14th, what did I say? 7th. Because of Youngstown Iron and Metal not taking trucks currently, scrap will be taken to Alliance Metals, and I'm waiting on a price quote from them for scrap. I think we'll be okay. So we'll just do it that way.
And that is an Alliance?
That's an Alliance. I talked to Dave and Chris from CVS. They're giving us the boxes on site. No rent, everything's been the same as it has been. Transportation costs, they did increase it from $200 to $250 for scrap because of the increase in the cost of fuel, and leaving it at $300 per box to go to the landfill. And everything else will remain the same, calling them when we're ready.
And I'm understanding scrap is up. Is up a little bit?
Well, it went up and then it's going down, and it's just kind of back and forth. And there was concern when Youngstown Iron and Metal closed, and there only leaves one or two that are owned by the same person left open. And when they're owned by the same person, they don't have to compete for price, so then the price kind of goes down. But right now, I mean, scrap prices are good. They're not as good as they were last year right now, and I'm waiting to hear from them, from a new customer with them, so we'll kind of wait and see. It's still going to be better for defraying our other costs to do it directly than it would be just to bid it out and sell it for $30 or $40 a ton or whatever.
Do you think Diver would be interested in giving us a price? No?
It just depends on who you're selling to.
Okay, tire collection will be May 14th, not May 17th. Building repairs, advertising bid packets, those will be ready pending spec information. We're still going to continue to work on that. In the House bill thing that I was sending out, legislative update, are we going to be required now to advertise our bids in more than just a local newsletter? We can do that. Or did you guys want to advertise this like in the Vindicator?
I think if we could advertise locally. Well, are there a lot of contractors out here?
Well, that's what we've always done, and
Okay.
nothing's ever been said about it.
Okay, so, and it's not been where it's been typically done like in the Vindicator or whatever.
No.
And I know word of mouth, a lot of people read stuff and then they talk to different people, so. Okay.
We've not had a problem with it.
Okay. Memorial Day preparations, the building agreement has been received. Okay, and we need to order programs. Sandy, do you want me to order those from the VFW?
Yeah. Now, okay, yes.
Okay. And how many?
I think they gave us
100?
104.
Okay. And you will still type those up when they're ready?
Yes, I will do those.
I know we're jumping the gun here a little bit, but we have a scheduling conflict for the first.
Are you going to ask about the flags at the same time when you ask about the program?
That's what I was going to ask you. How many flags do you need to order?
I don't know, I have to
It's
look at
upstairs.
that.
12,000, I think, is what we got last year.
I don't think I have that with me. And I think that was more than we needed, so, I mean, we were in good shape.
Okay, well, you know what, let's just go ahead and check, but we'll order flags, and then we'll circle that, and then we can see how many we need. Are you willing to send the invitations out to
Yes,
March
I
and
just
Parade?
wanted to make sure you hadn't. Okay, I'll go ahead and do that.
Okay, short straw, who's here to MC?
You're the chair.
No, we didn't go that way. I think it's Miss Sandy's turn.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Shall we attack you right now?
I just know I did last year. I'm out.
And I did the year before you. And then Dolly's in the mix, so that threw it off by
She did
year.
first. She did
Yes.
first.
Are you willing to MC this year?
Sure.
Okay. It's written black and white, so you're committing now. Ideas for speakers.
Well, you had talked about
Requesting the VFW again, or Fred Schrock, whichever. I think Fred's a really good speaker.
I agree.
and I think that would be fine.
Yep.
Okay, do you want me to ask him?
Yep.
Okay.
He offered, didn't he, kind of?
I think he said it, and if we ever needed anybody to...
Well, that's what he said, we're here for whatever, so
Yeah.
we're going to use that.
Yes, we're going to use it.
Jump on it.
Okay. Vocalist, the Western Reserve Choir has already committed to helping us out there.
Great.
Food.
Yeah.
Where we got the food before. Here's what I was going to ask you. The Dairy Queen sells pizza now. The Dairy L does. Prices are different, and I actually pulled last year's receipts to see for comparison, and maybe I could negotiate with her a better price on her pizzas.
Sure.
The vegetable trays, I was going to ask, yeah, we could just pick those up somewhere, like from Sam's Club. And also too, ice cream, I checked on prices for that, and I think we can even do better than the price we were given then to go do it. So
Sure.
I'll go.
You girls can give Jason your credit cards, he can do it.
No way.
Credit card. Look out.
Yeah, but
You want me to do veggie trays? I'll go to Sam's Club and get chips and stuff. We use the chips and the pretzels.
it's up to you. If you want to go to Sam's Club to get the veggie trays, the chips, and the ice cream.
Is ice cream there?
Yeah, they sell ice cream by the case. They're actually, I think, Klondike bars were less than what we were getting charged for that.
Okay.
Will they take our credit card, or do you have to use a Sam's?
No, you don't have to use the same.
You don't? You for sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
You take MasterCard.
Okay. Well, we'll just use
Ours is a
credit
Visa.
card.
Well,
Yeah.
that's
Well,
just
if they don't, I'll use mine and you can reimburse me, but I can
Okay.
try that.
Okay.
I think they would use it.
Okay.
Shouldn't be a problem.
Okay.
So you're saying,
And I think she
Veggie
should pick
tray.
up cookies too.
That's right, MC.
now when am I going to have time to get dressed to answer?
I'm sure.
Friday.
Time.
Veggie trays.
Did we use both of them last year?
Both of what?
The veggie trays. They were big, but did we use both
I
of
think
them?
the
Yeah.
veggie trays went.
Did they?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, and then actually,
It was the ice cream we had too much of.
okay, and then there was 288 bars last year. Because it was 3 cases of 96 each. So,
Yeah, you was way short.
hmm?
You was way short.
Way short, of course we were.
Yeah, you guys
The overflow.
get that.
What about 200?
Okay.
200, do you think that's 250, 200?
200.
Okay, close
You
from none.
think 200?
Do you think that's enough for 250?
200's fine.
What are we going to eat?
We'll get you a gift card at the Dairy Queen.
There you go.
If anything, I won't eat my 12 that I usually eat.
Yeah, we'll cut Jason down. Okay, got
Okay.
it. Got it.
And then, of course, the table cover and stuff, you take care of all that while you're there? Or?
Usually they don't have, I don't usually buy those.
Right.
There.
But like, I see that you went to the dollar store and got all that stuff. You get
Yeah.
that too, or do you want, say what you want somebody else to do because you're doing
Okay.
quite a bit right there.
Somebody else can do the table covers.
I will.
And napkins
Okay?
and what else, cups.
And I'll do the lemonade.
We'll check and see what the cups look like out there.
We'll do lemonade and water because I have the containers.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're in charge of the cookies.
Yeah,
I thought you were getting the...
you're
No.
in charge of roadkill and cookies.
Cookies, what a
Yeah,
combination.
wait till you see these.
Okay, Jason's going to do roadkill and cookies.
I'll help you with the cookies, Jason.
You sure you want the roadkill?
Are we each supposed to bring in 3 dozen? Is that what you want us to do? Or are you just going to bring in all the
I'll
cookies
bring
then?
all the cookies. I'll go try.
Are we asking the ladies from the church?
We might need somebody else to help us this year.
Help us.
Clean up there when we're done and we're busy with the program and march into the cemetery. I'm not sure if Margaret's going to be capable. If
Yeah.
she's still-
Well, Kathy wasn't available. Is Kathy going to come? Well, she probably wouldn't because she's at the high school now, or?
Right.
We need to think about that.
Hmm.
See if there's somebody we could ask to help us out. And I don't have any thoughts on top
Okay.
of my head.
All right, well, we'll think about that, and then we'll add that to it. Okay, the road superintendent job description, still pending. I went over and looked at some of the stuff. You have quite a few things on there. You've covered actually a lot of it.
A lot of it. I need to get some detail off of the...
But, yeah, I think that once we, what about you? Have you opened it up and looked at it?
I did not since the last time.
Okay.
If you get a chance to look at it, just see if you can think of something that's not on there.
I can't figure out what he's done.
Blighted property on Route 224. Is it going to fall down before it's torn down?
Which one?
The one by the railroad track.
No, everything's been submitted to EPA in Twinsburg. I guess it within a week or two or something.
Really?
Oh, I
Okay, because it
hope
looks
so.
like the corner of it's ready to fall.
Oh, people are really complaining.
Yeah.
And then, just so you know, the barn out by Duck Creek, they've asked me to burn that. I can't burn that.
I know.
Okay, so I'm going to tell her that just in case that,
Okay, no, I know that.
Did they ask you?
yes. I received a page that called me when it burned. I can't do that. That's long.
Leffingwell Bedell Road issue, county replace the road culvert. County will patch with asphalt when hot mix becomes available. Kaiser and Bedell drainage issue, we sent a letter to the resident, to which the resident actually removed the pipe themselves, which is not what we requested. In the meantime, there was a drainage issue there on April 8th. We went and swam in the 39-degree rain and unclogged the leaf buildup in the pipe and did rake the leaves out of the ditch. And he went and checked on it the other night, and the water was flowing, nothing was backing up. And on the 11th, the county came out and used a vac truck to actually suck the leaves out of the pipe because it was just enough leaves and dirt and stuff in there that it was like concrete. But finally got it flowing, and I think it'll be okay now that we have the leaves out, at least till fall. Yeah, good. Weaver Road issue, berm issue, we're still waiting for an on-site meeting to discuss our options. When the weather gets nicer, we'll go. It's still holding up there, what you guys raked back in there?
Look at today.
It's good. Leffingwell Road culvert replacement, permanent repair, pending availability of hot mix. I did go up there today, actually to both locations. There was a hole at Leffingwell and Bedell. He put some slag in it, and you put some more material up at Leffingwell in front of Brad Myers' house too.
Yeah, and the end was plugged up a little bit with trash. And that pipe's, the bottom of that pipe's gone.
I mean, it's gone.
Flush it out.
Bottom of what pipe?
The pipe they just
Pipe
put
going
in?
under the road.
Really?
The pipe they just put in?
They didn't
That
put a
pipe's
pipe
been
in
in
there.
there.
Oh, they didn't put another pipe in there?
No, because Jason and I were there, and Jason said it's held up.
Now, for what I could
This
see,
time.
the bottom part is
But we
flushed out.
couldn't see that.
Well, then we need to go look at that because before they definitely would come and fill the,
If we need to,
patch it if we need to replace it. Now would be the time before they patch the road. Okay, we'll go check out that pipe.
You can crawl through it when the water's slowing down.
No, you can crawl through when the water's down.
If it wasn't so rough, I would.
Okay, well, let's keep an eye on it, but before the hot patch mix becomes available and we do anything, we definitely need to look at it and see about replacing it if we should.
That's just what the end, what I could see.
Okay,
When I stuck the rake in there was debris in there. And I know the bottom's part of it's gone from the ground part. And I don't know whether that would collapse. When I make it collapse,
Lose
you
it.
remember? Yeah.
Have a look.
okay. Purchase requests. The last time we needed to use the big ladder here, it was very dangerous. It's an old rickety wood ladder. Fiberglass ladder is an okay ladder, but for what we do when we have to go to the fair, and at the chance we need like an extension ladder, it really needs to be replaced. At this point, I was looking at a aluminum, what's it called, little giant ladder at Sears. It's about $450.
They're
It's
nice.
lightweight. You can use, I have one at home too, and they're very nice. They're durable. They last forever.
I have one without at her house.
No. And anyway, I would like permission to get the information together to consider purchasing one for the township.
I would just say go ahead.
Okay, well, let me see what kind of deals I can find somewhere for what we want. And also, too, a gas-powered post hole digger.
What for? What are
Well,
we using it for?
pretty much mostly for when we're digging the foundations for at the cemetery. Because to get down that far with the gas-powered one, get down about a 6-inch hole is what it would make. And then if we're having to go down and dig 36 inches all the way down, if you're digging 3, 4, 5, 6 with the gas, right, then you can just break it out. And I think it'd be a lot easier than trying to hand dig it and using the manual one that they've been using.
Now, is
Breaking
it
it on the dotted line.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And with the tractor, he can't get in a lot of spots to use the tractor because I already asked him that. I looked, and I'm going to look, I don't know what kind of quality it is or whatever, look around for some price, but we're probably looking at around $200 to $300 for a gas-powered one.
You're probably going to need to get a decent one.
Right.
Because they don't
Right.
work well if you get it cheap.
Right. Right, but I think it's something we really should consider because right now we have 2 foundation requests upstairs pending. Not going to be enough to get a truckload of cement, but if they're digging them out, I just think that concrete. But I think it just definitely more cost effective, easier on the help.
I agree. I think it's a good idea.
Okay?
Makes it easier.
Well, easy.
Because some of that ground's hard,
Yeah.
especially in July and
The
August.
job description, make it easy.
Make it easy. Okay, tree removal trimming project. Pete Steer submitted an estimate to trim the trees at the Weidemeyer house in the cemetery. That would be in the new spot that we put back there. There's one tree that needs to come down, the rest just need to be, he calls it cleaned up. He doesn't actually top the trees, but cleans all the branches up on the bottom that are hanging over. All of these would be taken care of. He has a cost of $950 to do that. He did everything separate in case we wanted to mix it up, match it up, however. There's 2 pine trees that are located right here that are hideous, but I didn't know if you guys were interested in getting rid of those or leaving them. Trimming them really won't help. He put $350 into to cut the trees, the pine trees down and grind the stumps.
Oh, that's not these? I thought
No,
maybe you were
no,
those.
no,
Okay, these,
no, these 2.
These
they're-
are struggling.
Yeah. Your tree.
Yeah.
To remove the large tree with cement in the trunk.
Got a tissue.
Yes. $2,200. I know this seems like a lot of money. His concern is how far down, if there's rebar in. Not really. It took him a day or so to look at it and decide what he wanted to do before he submitted that.
And I'm not sure either what they've got in.
You know, excuse me, you could ask Rick Truitt, because he did that,
Yeah.
and he can tell you what's in there probably.
Okay. The rebar would be the biggest thing as far as cutting.
Is there rebar in there?
I don't know. That was
We
a
don't know.
question they had.
I don't remember.
What did he get?
Concrete, I know, but
Right.
What did he use to hold it in place?
I need
Concrete?
I figured about 4.
The
tree. Yeah, the tree, really, I think
Yeah.
the tree.
But
Yeah.
that cost includes to cut everything down and clean up and have it look exactly.
Haul it away.
Haul it away, clean up everything, grind everything.
And is that grinding out that stone?
That's taking everything down with the tree. That's
to
everything.
me, that didn't cost me more than that to cut down 2 well
I know.
Yes,
I didn't think that was bad.
yes.
I didn't have any other names. I know he's done a lot of work with Green Township.
And he has the insurance.
And he has insurance, yes, he has the insurance, and he has workers' comp. Everything's all in place. This is his business, so. But anyway, it's something for you guys to consider. I was happy with it. I'm in favor of just proceeding because at this point,
That's just a danger.
exactly, and that's just a drop in the bucket compared to what it'll cost if we have to replace a roof or a building or the new porch or something.
Or a
Something goes
person.
down, or a person, correct.
Or a scooter.
Or a fire truck.
Oh, no, guilty.
Yeah, yeah.
Be careful.
Oh. You were talking about your scooter.
Not me, not me.
I'll make a motion to go with all that. I'm fine with
My only thing was the trimming of the trees. I wasn't just sure what all that included and what we were doing.
Cleaning up. They're just like all the lower branches that are hanging down there, all those would be removed. The big ugly branches that are sticking out that have big pieces broken off of them, removed.
Is he going to go over into our memorial tree
No,
garden?
that's not part of it. No, that's just behind the Weidemeyer house, beside the Weidemeyer house, and the section in the West Cemetery, the new part, where we pulled those trees out of there and left some of those trees.
Just shaping them up?
Yes. Yep. Because like there's some low branch, like see all these like little branches that are hanging down here. All those would be gone. Just go to the strong branches, cleaning everything up.
And our guys can't do the lower branches with their pole saw?
No, that's too low. He's going to go
Higher
up.
up than
Yeah,
that?
and there's
So I
some.
haven't looked at them.
Okay, there's a couple branches out there where they have the big part of the end of the branch is broken off, and there's just like a stump sticking out there. And he said the ones that didn't, he went to, I don't know if he went to school for it, but that's what he does, he trims trees.
Yeah.
So as far as shaping them up and so they look nice when they come into bloom and get it taken care of.
Well, I have no problem with him doing this tree or those 2 pine trees. I just don't know if we need to spend the extra money for the trim up. It was my only thought.
Yeah, I especially down at the West Cemetery, those trees, when they're in bloom, they look okay, but they need some attention now, and the longer they go, the worse they get.
Let's just wait till next meeting, and you can look at the trees,
Well,
decide if you want to trim them.
but he might want to get in here before.
Yeah, but he's not going to want to come back twice, though.
He's not going to want to come back twice, and he's not going to be able to get in here. It'd be this summer, it wouldn't be right now because of he wouldn't want to make a mess on the lawn.
Well, if you don't mind, we hold that till next meeting, and I'll look at those trees and see if I,
Look at the trees for,
the trimming, just
To
those.
trim?
Those. Yeah, I'll go down to the cemetery and I'll look these out here.
okay,
Don't mind.
okay. Okay, Memorial Tree Garden, we only have 1 tree to purchase for John Morris. And when the weather's looking right, we'll go get that taken care of. And also, too, Badlands want to be notified when we plant the tree. They said something about a plaque, but I told them that we put the name on the stone in front of the monument. But I told her we'd let her know. Scheduling conflict for the May 2nd meeting. You guys want to reschedule or just cancel?
So just cancel. I'm fine with cancel. I think we've taken care of all of it.
That's kind of why I went into detail with the Memorial Day preparations and
So
also
smart. That's very chairperson.
yeah, just for this year, and also with the scrap and appliance drive, so we have everything taken care of in case you guys just want to go ahead and cancel that because I think the 2nd and the 3rd are out, right?
I had it down as the 9th next month.
It's the 2nd and 16th, right?
Ride your scooter.
Sam, you can kick him. It's okay. The curtain's there, nobody can see.
You got a second, that's why I got the second.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Well, you weren't going to be here anyway, so I
I I'll take a trip.
Okay, so you guys just want to
Yeah,
cancel them?
16th.
Okay, so the next meeting will be Monday, May 16th, which will be the only meeting that we have for May.
I like how you left it blank, so I could...
I did, so you can write it in there. Okay, and that is all I have. Jason,
Nothing.
I heard that.
I'm good.
Okay, Sandy.
The only thing I wanted to know was road striping. Are they on the top of their list? Are they going to get to us
Yeah,
first?
I mean,
Have
when
you
the,
talked
yeah,
to
I talked to Harold Mark, it's just whenever it breaks.
Okay.
When he gets his people back, he's got to get his people.
that?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's all I have.
Okay, department reports, fire department.
I was contacted today by a gentleman from FEMA. They're going to okay this year's grant for the chainsaws and the K-12 saw, the rams, and money for trench rescue. And, they paperwork that's holding that up. And he'll call me in the morning once he gets in front of the computer, and then he's going to walk me through it. I'll be able to.
That's the, how much, Rick? I forget.
I don't have it.
Okay, but it's FEMA.
Yes.
FEMA money, okay.
Yes. I'm thinking 16,000 is based in my head.
Okay, but, that's okay.
Right when they were the Salina property. That's all I have.
So we have the grant, it's just a paperwork issue. You said you gave me 16,000.
Congratulations,
Yeah, don't quote.
nice job.
Don't quote me on the 16, but it
Okay.
just sticks out for me.
Okay,
Be 12.
okay. Road department?
Are you going to use Placerville this year?
Yes.
I'd like to see it done before it's striping, so it don't mess it up.
Well, he won't be out here next month, I wouldn't say, so. So I would think it'd be June, and they always can fit us in, so whenever you get it in.
I mean, don't you think it would?
Yeah.
Because he'll just cover it and make a mess out of it.
Yeah.
Because we gotta do Leffingwell Extension, Heiser, and there might be a little bit on Bedell Road, and the rest of the roads they're not too bad.
Bedell? Did you say?
No, not Bedell.
Well,
That's what I thought he did.
Did I?
yeah, well,
Leffingwell Extension,
Heiser?
Heiser, and Hoyle.
Oh,
You did say the Dell, but I was thinking Hoyle.
I wrote it down here, I said, Bedell?
It needs a two, but we're not paying for it.
We'll coordinate it. We'll get that.
Okay. But, well, is there a timeline when I can start this?
Patchmobile?
Yeah.
I say schedule the guy whenever.
Is there,
Well, if there's only three, do we need to go look at the roads first? I mean, and mark them, or let him use his judgment
I think.
for just the three roads?
I think, yeah, his judgment's good.
well, thanks.
On the roads, anyways.
I said something to Jody, well, when this tree's down out here, I heard somebody say plant another tree. I suggested a flagpole.
I think that's a very good suggestion.
Thanks.
Because like
Jody and I suggested a flagpole.
No, Dick suggested the flagpole because there's
It's not dirty.
Well, it's not dirty, and besides that, there's times when the flag should be lowered, and we really shouldn't be using the War Memorial one to lower it for other occasions that are not involved with military stuff.
Well, I think the township ought to have a flag anyway.
That's a good idea.
Gosh, Dick.
Wow.
We'll put that on your job description. Come up with good ideas.
So our township flag is over there too? We don't hear it. We don't hear our township.
You mean the Ohio flag?
The Ohio flag is over there.
Yeah.
Okay. We can hang our township flag over here.
Fantastic.
And our American flag.
It's just like, a tree's dirty. Birds go in a tree. And you see what it does to the deck.
Yeah,
So, I think it would be nice.
Like up there, Dick.
that's a good idea.
Okay, anything else?
Do you have an idea how many loads you want to... I know the price is going to go up. You know that.
Oh, yeah, because of the cost of fuel.
You want me to call him and ask him?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because it might have went up,
why not?
because fuel's almost, what, $4 a gallon?
Well, we still need it done, and there's only 3 roads, actually 2.5. Because Leffingwell Extension isn't.
But, yeah, but they need to be done. If you want to save the road, they got to be done.
Right.
That's cheaper than
And now, Jody and I got
building.
coal patch over at Home Depot. And it is much better than where I used to get it.
Now,
Much better.
the bags up there were 50-pound bags.
50 pound.
And
And
we
there
got
was
50
there was
pounds.
63 bags on that pallet. I think I got 30 left. And it is so much, I mean, Where we used to get it, you couldn't get it all out of the bags. It would get stuck in the corners. It was hard, you couldn't get it out. This falls right out.
Nice.
And I've been looking at it since I put it in, and it's staying in the holes. So it's nice stuff.
And we did a cost comparison thing, and by buying how we bought it, we actually saved a couple $100.
Wow.
So
Was it that much?
$220 because of the price difference.
That was well worth the trip. We didn't get stuff to get a hot dog.
That was my next question, where was lunch at?
Did you take the pallet off? We need to return the pallet to get our deposit
I got
back.
it over there.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe one day next week we'll drive back and take it over.
Okay.
Because I think they have to have a credit card to take it off the credit card, because they're not going to
Right.
give us the cash for it.
Savings will buy your flagpole.
Huh?
I said that savings will buy your flagpole.
Yeah, well, you're right. It
Well, it was $15, wasn't it?
Yes,
pallet?
$15, yes.
It was $14 for the pallet, yeah.
14?
Yeah. But, so we'll take that back.
Yeah, I got it, so.
A good idea on the flagpole.
I'm done.
You're done? Okay. One more thing on Memorial Day. You guys will check the flag and make sure everything's working for the flagpole at the school.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Oh, and I go on, did you tell Sandy about ordering some flags?
Oh,
We
some
need them,
regular flags, no.
Yeah,
how many do we need?
whatever that comes in a box, I don't know.
A dozen?
Yeah,
Yeah, because he said he didn't have any extra ones left over there. He'd use them all up.
well, there's a couple that, there's some bad ones going to need changed.
How are your poles?
Pardon me?
Poles? How are the poles?
The poles are all right.
We don't need any? We don't need any?
No.
Your brackets are okay?
Yeah, I got brackets.
Okay. So just a dozen flags?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll do that.
Okay. Mr. Rogers, anything? Public comments? No? No, you better be quiet.
I'll hold the camera while you talk.
I've heard that before.
Mr. Barney?
Good evening. Good evening. I brought some new information for you. Now, one is a little that as human beings, I'd like for you to take the little at your convenience and read the little, because I think you're entitled to have a clear understanding. And a lot of people do not understand. Here's an email from my cousin.